Hi everybody and welcome back. This is Tristan and today we're going to be talking about spam. Okay, so we all know what spam is, we all know what spam does, and it's really bad, and especially bad in the translation industry because there are so many people who think that just blasting out a million emails is going to help you find work. That is not the case, and I'd like to kind of show you guys some of the reasons why and then some options as far as how to not do that and still find work. So we are looking at my spam folder right now, and I actually just finished deleting about 2,000 of these things, but I figured I'd keep these last couple ones and use them as an example. So this is a bad way to promote yourself, and honestly the reason why is because we have so much spam. We have so many scam artists and everything else in our industry that getting just random emails like this is probably the absolute worst way to find work in this industry, because you're either going to get replies from scam artists or you're going to get replies from agencies who don't know what they're doing. Oops, I just hit the microphone. Ha! And this can be really frustrating for new translators because a lot of times we think, okay, I just got to get my resume out there. I got to get my CV out there. I got to get my portfolio just out in front of as many people as possible, and everybody's going to fall in love with me and I'm going to get rich. And that's not the case. In fact, there are people who are trying to sell lists like this. And so here's the directory offering the email addresses of almost 8,000 translation agencies. And on top of that, they also have almost 40,000 translators on here. And so what happens? A new translator comes in and says, okay, look, I've got to get my information out there. Just got to get it out to as many people as I can. So they can come in here, they can spend $100 on, these lists and everything, and they don't get anything out of it. And this company just keeps going out and they're scraping their websites and contact information. They just keep building this list, but it's a list of people who do not want that service. They do not want to hire you. And so all you're doing is hurting your own reputation and putting money in these people's pockets. So let me take a step back. Let me tell you a story. I used to work as a door-to-door salesman, and it sucked. And we did kind of the same thing. We'd go out, we'd knock on people's doors, we'd offer them a service and hope that they would bite, hope that we'd make some money off of it. And it was really bad because we're going out and we're bothering people who had never even heard of us, or trying to sell a product they'd never even heard of. And we're just showing up in the middle of the day at random at their homes when they're trying to do other things that are productive. Okay? Same exact thing happened here with spam email. You're sending out thousands of emails to people who don't know you, who don't want your services, and not only that, but your emails are getting in the way of other important things that they're supposed to be doing or that they want to do. And it's a real pain in the butt. But not only that, but if you come in here and you start emailing your fellow freelance translators like this, they are not going to send you work. It's like joining a Facebook group expecting to find translation work. A Facebook group for translators hoping to find translation work. It doesn't work that way. We actually sat down and we figured it out. For every 1,000 doors that we knocked on, we managed to close one sale. Okay? When you're sending out emails like this, it's probably going to be about 100 times worse. You're probably going to have to send out about 100,000 emails in order to actually find one decent client. And that's just going to be pure luck. So when I get these emails from folks like this who are offering these, services I don't work in these languages. I don't care about these. I didn't ask for any of these. It just gets in the way. So that's why you shouldn't be spamming emails like this. Let me show you what you can do instead. The first thing I want to show you guys is a paid resource. You do need to be a member of pros.com, but they actually have a directory of translation agencies that are actively looking for translators in your language pairs and that fit the information that you put in your profile. And you can find that right here. These are all the Spanish to English translators that are currently looking for people in my field. And you can find this from pros.com. Go over here to directories, applications. That's it. Click on that, you come here. So if I wanted to go out and find a translation agency to work for, I can come here, and these are what we call warm leads. These are people who, like I said, they may not necessarily know who you are, but they know the services that you're offering, and they're looking to purchase that service. They are looking for translators. So this is a good option. Another thing you can do is go through the job board and look for postings that are related to what you're doing. This is a little bit more active, whereas the other is slightly more passive, where this you're looking for specific jobs, and it helps to come in, talk to people, learn more about their projects, and then bid that way as well. And then another good option, especially if you are a new translator, is to look for local translation agencies. So just do a Google search, translation agencies near me, and see what comes up. So the reason I suggest that you guys look at working with local agencies first is because it's going to be easier to go in and market your services to them. Because if you can go in, talk to the owner, talk to one of the translators, show that you actually do speak both languages, show that you actually are interested in doing this kind of work, and take them out for a cup of coffee, bring them some donuts. Chocolate seems to be very popular among translators. Bring them some nice chocolate, and that's a really good way to build up those relationships with these agency owners, and that's going to make it a lot easier for you to start working with them. And not only that, but it helps to have somebody local. It helps to have somebody who's on the same time zone. Helps to have somebody who can come into the office, for whatever reason, sign paperwork, whatever. It's just easier. And like I said, having that in-person connection and being able to actually talk to somebody face-to-face, that's a very, very valuable thing. And I know translators don't normally like doing that kind of stuff. We kind of like, hiding in our little caves like mine and working on our computers. But you'll find that doing this will help you find a lot more clients. So how do we do that? So we do a search. I already searched for these guys. These guys aren't doing it, so we're going to go with these ones. They are right here. And the way you do it, you look for anything that says career or sign up with us or anything like that. So from their website, and I actually don't recommend you guys sign up for these guys because their rates are way too low. They have the career button right here, and then you just fill this out, and then you get to go through the whole thing. But $25 a page, go away, is way too low. I would charge at least $100 as an agency per page. And anyways, whatever. So usually they'll give you a form like this to fill out. And what's nice about these kinds of forms is, a lot of times we'll fill these out and think, okay, this is just going out to oblivion. Nobody's ever going to reply to this. But what actually happens is this goes into something called a customer management system, which is one of these. We'll come back to that in just a second. And it's a database. It's a list of all the translators that have filled out this form. And so what will happen is you can say, okay, I am a Spanish to English translator. I work in video game localization, and I've been working for the last 10 years. And so you fill that information out in here, and this goes into that database. And then when the time comes for them to translate a video game from Spanish to English, and they want an experienced translator, they just tick that into their database. Spanish to English, video games, 5 years minimum experience. Boom, there's me at the very top. Like, okay, cool, hire that guy. So that's why these things are good. Even if you don't necessarily hear any response from them immediately, then that can still come back and help you in the future. Here's another one. This is just another agency that I picked up, and they do the exact same thing. You click right here where it says careers, scroll down here, and then they'll take you to another website where you can fill out their paperwork. That's pretty neat. So far we've talked about why you shouldn't spam. Again, why you shouldn't spam. We've talked about other places to find agency clients like this. The next thing I want to show you guys is what you can do to properly use your email accounts, how you can actually benefit from them and make some money from it. So we're going to head back over here to our friend of MailChimp right here. This is an awesome platform. Most of you aren't ever going to actually need to pay for this. It does have a free plan, which is pretty extensive actually. And even once you get into the paid plans, it's actually still pretty cheap. But I've been using this for 4 years, I believe, and I've never actually had to pay for anything. Love them to death. So it's really neat. And what you can do, here, let me show you what I do. So what I do is I take all of my current clients and all my past clients and I put them into this list. Okay, so here are my current clients and here are my past clients. And then what I'll do is every Monday morning I will send out an email to all of my active clients saying, hey, I have some availability this week. I have 2 days open that I'm not currently working on. Say I'm free Monday and Tuesday, or Tuesday and Wednesday is better. And if you want me to work on your projects, let me know, reply to this email, and then you can book those 2 days of my time. And that does a couple of different things for us. First, and most importantly, is it creates scarcity. Okay? If that translation agency knows, or if that client knows that you are in demand, that you are sending out this email to let all of your clients know, because they're going to know this is not going out to just them, they know that other people are going to be competing for your time and for your services on those days because you're already booked. And so that raises the value of your skills, of your time, and of your services because there's more demand for it. And that means that you can charge more. This is one of my little secrets, but the way that I was able to go from 3 cents a word to 10 cents a word up to 30 cents a word when I started my sabbatical was doing this, because I had clients who were fighting for my time. So if I had 2 people say, hey, I'm looking for, for somebody to work for me on Tuesday, and I can't handle both projects, instead of saying, oh yeah, sure, I'll take it, and then outsourcing that project, I say, oh, you know what, I actually can't because I'm already booked. But if you can offer, an extra fee or, a little bit of extra money for it, then, I'll go ahead and take on this project or something like that. And so they will either say, no, that's fine, we'll hold off until Wednesday and let you, giving you control over your own schedule, or they'll pay you a little extra, which sometimes is worth it. Sometimes you just say, hey, you know what, I'm actually busy, even though you're not, and then you get the extra money. So that works. And if they don't reply, if nobody actually replies to this, if you don't have anyone to fill up those slots, then I'll go to my past clients and I'll do the same thing. These are the days I have open. If you want them, email me. So that's that. So it creates scarcity. It creates a demand for your services. It's also kind of a really professional thing that you can do just because you can make some really good looking emails. You can bring people back to your website where they had to fill out a form in order to get your time, and that puts you in charge of your business. Okay, you aren't bending over backwards for somebody else for 5 cents a word. You are establishing yourself as the professional and as a professional who is in demand. And you know what? No, you want 15 cents a word. And you can do that. And they're going to see that, and they're going to see that you've raised your rates, and they'll still see that you're still busy. And that means other people are paying you 15 cents a word. So they better buck up or shut up. So something to keep in mind. So that's a very, very simple way of using a system like this. So if you have certain kinds of clients that you'd rather work with, you can make, a list of just all your current clients, and you can also make a list of video game translation clients. You can make a list of legal translation clients. And then if there's a particular kind of job that you want to do that week, email them first and just go that way. And like I said, doing this, you get to start picking and choosing the jobs you want to work on. You get to start picking and choosing the clients you want to work with. And by doing that, and like I said, creating that demand, creating that scarcity, you're able to build your business and, like I said, do something that you actually want to do. Now, as far as finding direct clients, then I'm going to leave that for another video, but this is the exact same system that I use. In fact, here in my current and past clients, I believe between both these lists, I only have 4 agency clients. I have 1 here and I have 3 over here. So this will work for direct clients, it'll work for agency clients. It's just a really handy thing. So, to summarize, don't spam agencies, look for warm leads, and then take care of those leads and those customers once you have them. And another thing that you can do over here is you can add a list of potential clients. Send out some sort of useful and relative information for the industry that you're working in. If you're working in video game translation, send out reports on how localization helps improve sales of a video game. Look at silly memes and funny stories that happen from poorly translated video games. There are tons of examples of poorly translated things that are really funny that you can share with your clients or with your potential clients, just so that we can kind of keep them, keep yourself on their minds. Okay, and in those cases, you probably want to send something out. I'd say maybe once every 2 weeks or maybe once a month, just because you don't want to be annoying. You don't want to end up in their spam folders. But if you were to do something like that, that's a good way to keep in contact with potential clients who will eventually turn into paying clients. Just be careful who you add to that list, because you don't want to just start adding random people to that hoping that one day they buy from you. It's better to start cultivating, those relationships. Like I said, that's something that we'll talk about in a future video. But I hope that this information has been helpful for you guys. Like I said, this is one of the biggest things that helped me to start charging more and to start actually enjoying my work, was because I was able to pick and choose the projects that I wanted, and I was able to charge the rate that I was worth. And so this is one of my little golden nuggets of helpfulness. So if you are a translator who's just getting started, or if you know someone who's just getting started and needs help with this kind of information, feel free to share this video with them. Send them on over. We're here to help everybody. I mean, I remember what it was like when I first got started translating freelance. I was getting paid 3 cents a word. It sucked. I was treated like garbage by the agencies, and it was awful. And I don't want anybody else to have to go through that as well. So that's why we are here. Anyways, I think that'll do it for me and for this video. I hope. My name is Tristan. I am from Utah Ninja and the what's the word for it? The vacationing owner of T.A.G Translations and Design. And if you guys do have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Like I said, I'll leave links to everything that I've shown you guys so far so you can take a look for yourselves. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.